Chris. He already said he had a master's. Give him a break.
Settle down, man.
Yeah, don't be a dickhead. He's our guest. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about fiction and how did you find yourself owning a bar? And was this was after you founded a brewery after while working at Cheeba Chews?
No, I did first. So open the brewery first.
I was doing my dates wrong. Sorry.
Yep. Well, I had mentioned earlier that I'd gone back and gotten a master's to open a restaurant at some point, and then started working for restaurants. I'd always worked for restaurants, front of house, back of house, but started working for them from kind of the admin corporate side and didn't want to open them. But then I got really into home brewing and started brewing lots and lots of beer. And then my wife suggested that we open a brewery. So I took that. She said it once over drinks and figured that was probably going to be it. But I took it and ran with it. And
it's like a finger in the butt. You just throw it out there over a couple beers, and then maybe it comes to fruition. And next thing you know, it's an everyday thing.
Everyday thing. It's an every second of the day thing. Yeah. So it was her idea, and I just started chipping away at it and wrote a business plan and found the property and got some other investors and got an SBA loan. And then all of a sudden we were open and operating. And so, yeah, so
we did that the short version. We did 45 minutes about gelatin, vegan gelatin, but he was like, well, this, yada, yada, yada. I own a brewery too.
Good thing I didn't say it sucked. That would have been awkward.
Is that shitty brewery down the street from my house?
I had to feel it out first to see where you were going.
Yeah. Is it?
Okay.
It sucked. The staff is terrible. No, it's great. And the fact that y'all still have a popcorn machine in there, love that.
Where's this place located? You mentioned it was on the east side of town. We might have selflessly promote that as well.
Yeah, it's Colfax and Pontiac. We're right on Colfax, east side of town, near kind of like Stapleton, Lowry area.
Right next to our friend Street Feud.
Yeah.
I'm down the street from there, across from Ace.
Oh yeah,
across from the Ace Hardware.
Oh shit, Chris really does know it. Well, that was a fun little gem. I didn't see that nugget coming by any means. That's why we keep. Damn. Well, we're gonna do site visits, Chris, both of the gelatins and of the brewery formations.
And technically, you didn't follow the rules. Apparently, you put on a different work hat or work shirt. So take that off. Where are we going for happy hour when your brewery shuts down for a terrible product?
Oh, come on now.
That's such a funny comment, Chris. I can't tell you how good that was.
Happy hour, you got to go down to Whiskey Bar.
Right there off right before Spear and whatever.
Yeah, right down by the old Great Divide, like Central Park and whatever that is there.
Wait.
Central Park Ave.
Oh, okay. No, you're talking about the one on the corner. I know where you're talking about. Yeah, kind of near Mile High Spirits and all that. So I was thinking of the one that just says whiskey in the window down closer to Spear, like on Blake or whatever, when you're headed
the actual whiskey bar.
Yeah, that place is actually really cool. Their bartenders are awesome.
Great bartenders, great selection. I got a couple buddies who've gone around the world there and their names on the wall like a half dozen times or something. And so yeah, they're always great for a good drink.
Does around the world mean have one of everything?
Uh-huh.
I did that at the Bulldog. It's like a brewery bar down in the South. And some of those will just make you sick. And you're like, I got to get through this beer to get my fucking hole punched. So let's do this. And it was semi worth it. Somewhere in Jackson, Mississippi stands my name on a small little placard.
That's right.
Respect.
Absolutely worth it.
Okay, so you mentioned you had a wife and that she has the kids. Let's say you left the kids with some responsible adults like me and Chris for the evening. Where's y'all's date night of choice and you cannot own it? He's gonna be like, so I can't go to that one. He's like, oh, by the way, I own To the Wind.
Yeah, with all the jobs and the kids and everything, we don't get out that much. So we're just trying to go someplace new, someplace we haven't been before. We'll go out for dinner and cocktails and try to stretch out as far as we can and make sure the kids are asleep before we get back. But, recently we've been out, we checked out Meow Wolf for the first time a couple months ago. Oh, yeah. That was insane. A lot of fun playing around in there, getting lost, had some mushrooms, walked around. It was great.
Did you have the kids with you?
No, we are going to go back with the kids though. So that'll be a whole completely different experience.
So do you eat more or less when you take the kids with you? Like, do you want to make it enjoyable for everybody and eat a little bit more? Or do you want to take a little less and make sure that you can drive home instead of your spouse?
Yeah, it's usually me who has to drive home, so I'm taking less, unfortunately.
Should have gone. We'll do marriage counseling next episode.
Next
We'll come back
episode.
on. We'll be like, yeah, you've been working too hard. Y'all both need to just take some mushrooms.
Let loose.
Yeah, I think it was MDMA, not mushrooms, that are actually the thing they use in therapy. So excuse me, that joke doesn't land.
We'll work our way to it.
Don't worry, I do that every episode. Like 1 out of every 10 of my jokes lands. Okay, so I think we've done pretty well on that. Let's talk a little Puff Tough and music before we get into the dirty questions of the day. Chris, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your strain and dispensary or brand of choice?
Lately it's been Veritas from Native Roots in Littleton. Strain switches, so I'm just work my way through it. I got very into the habit with craft beer of just always trying different stuff, so I very rarely smoke the same thing twice.
Ditto. Shout out to everyone that gives us weed. We appreciate you. But we just had Spatafora and Leibowitz on the pod. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago? Love those guys. Everyone knows they have premier products. I don't shop at Native Roots too terribly often just because of proximity reasons. But you can still find those great Veritas products.
Yeah, and I tried not their bud too, but I also had their live rosin cartridge the last time I went in there, and it was freaking amazing. So it's just so consistent.
Tell us about that.
He actually mentioned it. He did mention it. I listened to that episode. He like snuck it in there. It was like very glazed over.
Be like, oh, I know that one. Why'd you glaze over it? No, we love John. I was just busting his balls. I don't listen when he talks. But they definitely have great products. So we approve that. Are you a flower guy, dab guy, cart guy first?
Yeah. Originally a flower guy, but with kids, I tend to use the cart more because it's just ease of use and access.
Yeah. I mean, I get, and it's become a little bit more acceptable because, obviously flower takes either a joint, a blunt, or a second piece of equipment. So it's got a little bit more going. You can smell it, you can see it. Whereas you can ghost the vape pen. So if you're sitting in like a New Orleans airport, you can just sit there and nurse the hangover without having to bother anybody.
Nobody's the wiser. Yeah.
I like your style.
It works out great. But, as soon as the kids are in bed, then I go pull out the piece and sit on the porch and burn one down.
Yeah, we call that analog. I like it, and I'm in the same boat. I'm not allowed to smoke flower inside. But okay, so here's our next question, and then we're going to dive into the filthy stuff.
Filthy. All right.
What was the last concert you saw?
Winter Wondergrass.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, nice.
Fucking amazing. Dude. We actually got to pour up there as a brewery for I've been trying to get into pour at that festival since it started. And so we were up there pouring for Fiction and, had the whole weekend to ourselves. It was great. It was amazing. We, Ghost of Paul Revere, who was up there, used to play in our tap room back in the day before they got a little bit too big for us. But so we know those guys. It was a lot of fun to see them. And of course, all the other bands are freaking amazing. But I have not been up to that festival. And it's cold. I could still feel the cold in my bones weeks later, but it was still a blast.
Dude, it is so cold up there. Kip and I, we went up like 3 or 4 years ago, I think.
2 years ago. The year before COVID, we did it. And we recorded with Amy Webb and the guys from Billow.
Yeah. I think nice. We did around like 2018, 2019.
I'll be the brains, you be the looks.
Okay, well, you're fucking wrong. Anyways, we went up there and it was probably like 6 degrees out there, just freezing tits.
It was like -6 this year.
Oh, it was awful. And I was looking around like, what are we all doing here? What?
Watching
Whose great idea was this?
Yeah.
Seriously, watch him pick and smile. Pick and smile.
I love that guy. And shout out to Scotty, who runs that event, and Ariel, who has been on the podcast as well. We love those guys. They're doing great things for the live music scene. But you looked like a jam band guy from when you said you wanted to go to school in Burlington. That's when I thought it was a jam band scene.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to ask what the last. I've had that one since part one.
I was down in Cancun for Panic in the Playa. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say Fish's little Mayan weekend.
Yeah, they're Mayan Riviera.
But Panic and cocaine and whiskey. It's not a bad vibe down there for those guys either. So cheers.
Blow.
That place is, I mean, those guys, they're right around the corner. Red Rock season's almost here.
I know. We'll keep waiting for the announcements. Keep coming rolling in.
Okay, so we'll do these last two questions, and I'll let you go home. I promise. You can go see your
Great.
family and kids, maybe.
Maybe.
She may have changed the locks on you. We've kept you so long. Okay, so the first question is the Stoned Appetit question of the week. We ask all our guests the same thing. Let's say you did a double shift. You made a bunch of edibles today, and then you had to go pour because a bartender was out last night or tonight. What is that guilty pleasure? I need just that snack before I go to bed while I get high. What's that guilty pleasure snack you can always rely on that's in the pantry or the freezer or fridge? He laughs because he knows the answer.
Snyder's sourdough hard pretzels.
Instead of Hanovers?
Or Hanovers, whatever they're. Hanovers. Yes, the Hanovers ones. Yeah. Not Snyder's,
Okay.
Hanovers.
Do you get the honey mustard flavor ones?
No. OG original in the box with the hard. Yeah.
Do you
No
eat them like
flavor.
a fucking squirrel? Like, or do you like
Yes.
bite down on it like it's a grenade?
No, you pick out the small chunks first because those can just pop in real easy. And then you got to start gnawing on the thing. And then that's when the crumbs go everywhere. And then you pissed off the wife. And she's, what were you doing down here last night?
Be like,
Yeah.
I worked a fucking double and I'm just got crumbs everywhere. I'm sorry.
1 o'clock in the morning and I'm winding down.
Yeah, I would have vacuumed, but I didn't want to wake the kids. I'll do it right now. Okay, that was a good answer because at first I was like Snyder's over Hanover, but
Whatever the brand is. I know what the box looks like.
all the breads. Give me all the breads. I'm with you. And if you want to be a real bag of shit, listen to me here. Grab one of those next time you go to a Walgreens or a grocery store. Grab one of those little cans of Frito chili cheese dip and just keep that thing chilling in the pantry because it's not actually cheese. I don't think it doesn't ever go bad. You can just crack that seal, and after that, I mean, you're dunk town. You're in
Always
dunk
good.
town.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. It's just a Stoner Eats.
Pro tip.
Chris, do you want to do the last two questions?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's what you meant to
100%
say. Yeah.
Locked in.
Yeah. I've been talking a lot, so I wanted to share.
You have. Thank you. So Ryan, all right, here's a really, really tough question. If you could be any character, cartoon character, who would you be and why?
Cartoon character. Cartoon character. Shit.
Like kids, come on, you got to know this shit.
Yeah, I know. I just, there's a lot of options to weigh here. Like, you got to weigh the powers versus, what they can do, what they're known for. Man, I don't know. At this point, I'm going to have to go with Maui. And Moana Maui.
Okay. Oh, is that Dwayne Johnson's character?
Yeah, it is.
How did you not go with the Stoner Chicken? The Stoner Chicken is the best person in that movie, which is, I'm Stoner Chicken.
Yeah, the Stoner Chicken's good, but he needs too much help. Maui can just do whatever he wants. He could turn into the Stoner Chicken if he wanted to. He's got that little hook thing. Yeah.
All right, that was well.
I like the Polynesian. I want to be down in the sun and the sand and the surf and chilling, and nobody has to mess with me because I'm a demigod.
Yeah, I pictured you more as Dora the Explorer or something. We'll go with whatever you said. Okay, so final question. All right, so Last Supper, last night out, during your time here, you cannot invite friends or family. All right, sorry, I have a word salad there.
This is why I was talking more, Chris.
Yeah, well, I got it flustered.
You've used up your talk credits.
Okay, we call this the Last Supper question, all right? So it's your last night here. You're going to have a party. You can invite 3 people. They can be living or dead, but they can't be friends or family. Who are you inviting and what are you doing?
3 people. Okay.
No friends or family.
Living or dead.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have Hunter S. Thompson.
Nice.
We're going to have Jim Morrison.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And we're going to have somebody like a